Hi, everybody. It's Sandy Alenian, spirit medium and life coach. And I want to welcome you to this Facebook Live. As you come on, just give me a hey, let me know you're here. And let me know also if you're listening to this on the live, that's awesome. If you're listening to this on replay, let me know that as well. So, hi, Tara, Mary, Kathleen. Hey, Lisa. Hi, Ari. Good to see you guys here. Hey, Audrey. Audrey, you've got a lot of names. Glad you guys are all here. Thank you so much. Anyone do anything fun for Father's Day today? So I'll be really honest with you guys. I spent the entire day in my pajamas working. And at 7 o'clock, I was talking to Tara on the phone, and I said, Tara, I gotta go. I have a Facebook Live in a half an hour that I gotta get ready for. So there. So glad you guys are here. Hi, everyone. Hi, Tasha. Hi, Mary. Hi, Donna Marie. Yes, thank you, Tara. I put makeup on, and the weird thing is I also put perfume on. I don't know why, before I do a Facebook Live, because it's not really in person. But anywho, I wanted to start out with, first of all, welcoming you here, and I want to let you know why I'm doing this. I have, for the last 25 years, been working with thousands of individuals who have been coming to me because they've gone through a loss, and a lot of times we end up talking about things that have nothing to do with their loss. What death and what loss does is it opens you up so that you can take a look at what else in your life might need tweaking, recalibrating, or might need working differently in your life, okay? So I want to let you know, first of all, that this week is going to be a big week. On Sunday night, June 23rd, I'm going to be launching something. I'm doing a webinar Sunday night at 8 p.m. I'll let you guys know more details about that. And I'm going to be going live more throughout the week too, because what I'm going to be offering you guys is something that I'm so excited about. It's something that God's been nudging me to do for a while, and I want you all with me. So, Kathy said, took my dad to breakfast, added some flowers to his garden. Nice. Cool. So, as I do often before I do any event, before I work with spirit, I surrender this. I surrender my sessions, I surrender my live events, and I actually surrender my Facebook Lives. And before I came on, I just got quiet and I asked God, what do you want everyone here to know? I love tuning in for you guys. And here was the message. It was very, very simple, and I hope this resonates with you. My message was, God, what do you want everyone here to know tonight? And here was the response. Sandy, let them know that wherever they are at right now in their life, wherever they're at is no accident. And it's not their fault. Take a breath on that. Let them know that they've been living in their head where fear lives. Help them journey back to their heart. So give me a thumbs up or write in the comments. Let me know if that resonated with you. I have a sense that it will. Here's what I've come to understand in my life. Whatever I'm going through is typically what a lot of people are going through. So I always like to share from my heart whatever it is that I'm going through and share with you my process on how I come back home to my own heart. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'm so glad it resonated with you guys. So I want you to know that wherever you're at, like the message from God said, wherever you're at, you're here for a reason. Not just here in life, but you're here in this moment, at this junction in your life for a reason. Some of the clients that I've worked really, really closely with in this last year have been going through some major, major stuff. Like they had an amazing year of breakthroughs, and now all their shit's coming up. And if that's happening to you, let me know if that's happening to you. You know, you might have done quite a bit of healing, and now you're like with this big mountain, this big lump of stuff. Like, how did I get here? Let me know if that's been happening to you. Hey, Chris Reagan, how are you? Good to see you guys. Yeah. Andrew says, first Father's Day without Dad, trying to find my happy today. I get it. Andrew, just stay with us, okay? Stay present. So if you're finding that lots of stuff is coming up for you, it could be, number one, there's so much energy that's happening right now in the world where our souls, right, the collective soul energy is trying to get us to shift big time. So as you open your heart and as you expand, you're actually creating space for your stuff to come up. Because think about what happens if you stay closed, right? If you had a closed fist like this, the pen couldn't be dislodged. So think about this pen as could be old residual grief or old pain or guilt, whatever it is. When your heart is closed, it's going to stay stuck. When your heart starts opening, you're going to dislodge that which you may not have taken a look at, which can feel scary. Cool. Yeah, I'm just reading some of the comments. Okay. And so what I want you to know is there's a reason why it's coming up. When you allow yourself to be with whatever is coming up, you give it a chance to heal. So I want you to know what's possible for you. It doesn't matter to me what you've been through in your life. It doesn't matter to me what kind of loss you've gone through. If you've had a recent loss of someone who's lost their dad, like some of you have said, oh, LaDonna, I love that. Hold on one second. I have to read this. LaDonna said, my stuff is coming up, but I definitely feel the pull to shift and listen to the non-physical. You nailed it right there, and we're going to get into that. So whenever your loss has been, and for some of you, it might have been a loss of a loved one. For others of you, it might have just been like other little life losses, right? And when that comes up, it's here for us to like circle around it one more time and be with it as if it's a small child, as if you would be with a small child that's hurting. So I want you to know, first of all, in the comments, let me know what has not worked for you. When you are on this journey and life's challenges come up, what has not worked for you? Oh, Susan, I'm sorry your friend just passed unexpectedly. I'm so sorry. So what has not worked for you? And then we'll shift into what could work for you. Okay? So, hey, Carrie, glad you joined. What has not worked for you? Yeah, the missing is hard. The missing is real hard. Cynthia said, putting my head in the sand doesn't work. Beautiful. Yep. Ignoring it, pushing it down does not work. Self-medicating, Tara says, and wanting peace. Self-medicating does not work. Absolutely. And we self-medicate in so many different ways, right? Keeping busy, overeating, drinking, substances. LaDonna says, keeping busy doesn't work. Andrea says grief doesn't work. And sometimes, Andrea, we get stuck in the grief. Holding on to guilt, Joanne said. Excellent. Mary says holding it in. Trying to make believe business as usual. Yeah, pushing it down does not work. Anger doesn't work. Judgment does not work. Stewing in it, worrying about it doesn't work. Not expressing my feelings. Oh my God, Mary, I love that. Not expressing my feelings because I'm trying to spare the other's feelings. Yes! Sheila says, eating my feelings. Oh my goodness. I've done all of those things, you guys. I just want you to know that. Secluding. Mine was isolating. When I was going through stuff, I would just isolate because I felt like, how could I be present with anyone else if I'm a mess? And that doesn't work, right? So what I'm finding, thank you guys for all that. Those are beautiful things that does not work. So I want you to, I want to shift into now. We know what doesn't work. I want to see if you can identify with one of these 6 roadblocks. Okay? These are 6 big life stealers, or I would call them 6 roadblocks to your joy. And let me know which ones. Yeah. Numbing yourself to emotions. Thank you. Susan, I'll address that at the end if you want, okay? So let me know which ones of these you're sitting with, okay? These are 6 big roadblocks to your joy, 6 big life stealers. The first one is guilt. Let me know if you're sitting with that. If you're sitting with guilt, just write in the comments, guilt, because we're going to work with one of these tonight. The second one, and that, by the way, guilt includes shame. The second one is grief. Nothing wrong with grief. It just, if it's prolonged, it will sabotage us. So if you're dealing with grief, write that in the comments. The third one is regret. Yep. Regret can also keep us living in the past, and we're meant to stay present so that we can work through whatever it is we need to work through. Yeah, okay, so there's a lot of guilt, a lot of grief. Excellent. The fourth one is self-doubt. That's another big life stealer, another big roadblock. The fifth one is resentment. I appreciate your vulnerability, everyone. It's beautiful. So the fifth one is resentment, meaning something happened to us. We maybe feel victimized by it, and we say it shouldn't have happened, and we're stuck in resentment, and that can also be a big roadblock to joy. And the last one is living with the fear of the unknown. So let me go over them again. And some of you might be like, oh my God, I have all of those. Don't worry about it, because we're going to work through these over some time. So I'm going to give them to you again. Guilt, including shame, grief, regret, self-doubt, resentment, and fear of the unknown. All of the above, people are saying, yep, fear, self-doubt, resentment. Yep. Okay, so remember, if you're saying to yourself, if you're identifying this is what you have, remember the message that I just read from God. Where you're at right now is no accident, and it's not your fault. So let's do this, okay? What I want you to do is, first of all, with whatever it is that you're feeling, right? Whether it's guilt or grief or regret, self-doubt, resentment, fear of the unknown, take a moment. Yeah, they do. They all come up at different times, you guys. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to ask yourself, what's the story I'm telling myself about this thing? Like if you're holding on to guilt, the story might be, I'm an idiot. Or if you're holding on to grief, your story might be, I'm never going to feel happy again. If you're holding on to regret, the story might be, I'll never be able to feel whole because of what I've done. Just see. Yep. Cool. So glad you guys are here. If you're holding on to self-doubt, your story might be, what would a story around self-doubt be? I can't trust myself. That's a story. And whatever stories you're telling yourself, okay. Tasha, you can watch the replay later, okay? Yep. So see if you just take a moment and see what story you're telling yourself. Because what I want you to know, most importantly, is most of the stories that you're telling yourself are not even true. They're not true. And here's how I want you to know if you're telling yourself a lie by the story. Okay? You ready? It's pretty simple. Notice when you tell yourself that story, notice, let me just go like this, okay? When you tell yourself that story, whether it's, I will never feel happy again, or it's always my fault, or I can never trust myself, notice if that statement clenches your heart or if it opens your heart. So take a moment and write down in the comments, whatever story you're telling yourself, does it clench your heart or does it open your heart? So write in the comments, clench or open? Clench, open. So I'll wait. Do, 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 do. Let me see what you're saying. Yeah. LaDonna says, I doubt the truth of what I know and feel is true. Oh, LaDonna, you silly girl. What are we going to do with you? Yes, it's going to be clenching your heart. Your stories, right? The story that you tell yourself, the story that's negative is going to clench your heart. Guess what the truth does? The truth opens you. And what I'm going to guide you into tonight is to how to find a truth that's going to open your heart. All right? Because here's the thing, very, very simple, you guys. A clenched heart means you're holding on to some lie. This is what lies do to you. A lie clenches your heart down. A lie closes your heart. So simple, you guys. A lie clenches your heart. The truth opens your heart. Okay. So, for those of you who are saying, my heart is clenched, when I tell myself that story, you know it's a lie. So, you ready for this? In the work that I do with my clients, and in the work that I'm going to be, what I'm going to be introducing on Sunday night, it's so simple. It's simple, but it's not always easy. When you tune in to a different place, right? The stories that you're telling yourself are in your head. They're based on the past, right? It's like a tape that gets being replayed and replayed and replayed again and again and again. You're living in your head, and just like the message from God said at the beginning, this is the journey from your head to your heart, and that sometimes is the longest journey you will ever make. It's short, but it takes sometimes a long time, and this is why I want to support you. So, when you tune in to the God within, and by the way, you guys, when I did a poll on Facebook, I think it's been a week and a half now, and I asked people, what would you most like guidance from me? Do you know about 85% of the people said, we want to learn how to tune into the God within? Brilliant, because that is your source of answers and wisdom. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to place a hand on your heart. Place a hand on your heart. This is where the God within is. And I want you to simply ask, what is the truth that I'm missing? What is the truth that will open my heart? What is the truth that will open my heart? Don't listen to your head. Listen to your heart. Susan, I'm going to work with you, okay? Because there's something that's coming through for you. Yeah. Susan, there's a story. This is for Susan Gallant, whose friend just died unexpectedly. We don't understand. So there's a big disconnect that we often have with death. We say someone shouldn't die until they're 95 years old, and it's okay if you die when you're 95 years old. There's a story that you're telling yourself, Susan, about death. And I get it. I understand why, because your friend just passed. When we tell ourselves, however, though, that there's a divine order in life, we don't always know when it's someone's time to die. And the story sometimes around death, Susan, this is for you, especially with your friend's passing, is she wasn't supposed to die. When you say something like that, she wasn't supposed to die, and she did die, there's a huge disconnect. So I'm just going to ask you to be with that. Cool. And come back to your heart. For everyone here, including Susan Gallant, who's going through a tough time because her friend just passed, I want you to go into your heart, and I want you to ask the God within, what truth am I missing? And I want you to post it in the comments, because here's what I found whenever I do these kind of workshops. The message that you get for you is not just for you. The message that you get for you is for all of us in this community. So let me just see. Andrea says, she keeps getting find you're happy. Beautiful. Mary says, love is all around these people and this story. Yep. LaDonna says, I am here with purpose. Excellent. Tune into your heart. It's there, you guys. You know the voice in your head, right? The voice in your head is gonna be constantly chirping at you. And the voice in your head is gonna make you to continue to feel that guilt and that grief and that regret, that self-doubt, the resentment and that fear of the unknown. That's all coming from the voice in your head. It's coming from the ego. So what I'm here to do is to bring you to listen to a different voice within. It's the voice of your heart. It's the voice of the God within. Lisa Marie says, I am good enough. Yeah, you are. And that truth is always there. Sally says, I've been through some really hard things in my life, and I've always felt resilient. This past year, stuff I've gone through doesn't seem as big, but they're crumbling me. I'm not sure why. I used to feel so strong, and now I feel so defeated. Sally, it's the same thing that I would say to you and to everyone else. Come back home, Sally. Come back home to your heart. Come back home to the God within. Anytime you're not feeling strong, it's a signal. I'm plugged in somewhere out there. Here's your plug, right? When we're not feeling strong, when we're feeling weak, it's because we're plugged in out there. Take that plug and plug it back in here to your heart, the voice of your heart, and the voice of God within. Megan Gray says, let go of negative. Christine says, I am love. Nice. Karen says, I am more than enough and will always have what I need. You guys, when you hear this, right, when you hear other people's voices from their heart or the God within, what does that do to your heart? Does it make you go, ah? That's what you're looking for. Susan, it's okay. If you're not sure of the message, it's okay. Read some of these that other people are writing in. Tara says the voice needs to find the heart. Yes, and we need to give the heart a voice. We need to give the God within a voice. Do you know that's what I realized? That's what my journey was all about. And it's what it's always been about. When my daughter passed, it's been almost 25 years, I gave God a voice. And that's when I first started listening. I gave spirit a voice and I started listening. And I'm going to go back to what LaDonna said. She feels the need to tune into the non-physical. The non-physical presence of God and spirit is what is going to save you guys. It's what's going to bring you back to peace every single time. Susan says, I just want to know I was a good enough of a friend. Susan, I'm going to ask you to put your hand on your heart and ask the question there. For everybody who's listening, whatever questions you have, if you bring them up to your head's going to give you a crappy answer. You know why? Because that's where the crap lives. It's in the head. The head is meant for certain things, but it also holds a lot of crap from the past. This is about tuning back in and listening to the voice of the heart. Janet says, my journey is my own, whatever others think. I need to just enjoy and be enjoyed with myself. Nice. Lisa says, I'm having a hard time blocking out the ones trying to knock me down the more I grow. Lisa, stop trying to block them out and just stand in your power and just stand in the energy of what you know to be true. Because when we stand from that place, we no longer fight against what we stand for. Stephen says, when my son died, I felt I didn't do enough. Stephen, I would ask you to go into your heart, right? Put your hand on your heart and ask, is that true? Did I really not do enough? And, for anyone who's dealing with a suicide, right, or an unexpected death of a loved one, Spirit every single time, 100% of the time, has come through and said, you did enough for me. It wasn't your fault. There's nothing more you could have done. Even with a suicide energy, they've said to me, I'm at peace. I'm sorry for the pain that I've caused you and everyone else who I love, but I'm here to help you. It was the best that I could have done with the tools that I had. So I'm here to give you guys some tools so that you can come back home to your heart and hear the truth. Oh, Mary, that's beautiful. She says, for me, I feel like my 20-year-old died at the time he did because he was turning his life around from a drug addiction and was clean. I think God looked on him and said, you are on the right path now. Enough pain for you. Here's the thing too, right? What if you knew, Mary and everyone, what if you knew that, especially in Mary's case, what if you knew, Mary, that the fact that he was able to turn his life around or turning his life around, maybe that's what he came here for and he accomplished it. And he was like, yes, I did what I came here to do. Let's see. Stephen says, I know we have little control over life. We really don't have control over life. Our soul is really in control. Our soul has set out this blueprint and we can align ourselves with it or not. And the way that we can align ourselves with it is to keep listening within for the heart voice and listen to the God within voice. Joanne says, never lose faith in your heart and self-worth. Are you guys listening to these? These are beautiful. Lisa says, give the heart a voice. Yep. Thanks, Tara. Janet says, I need to stop hiding. Yeah. Hi, Pam. Oh, Mary says, my faith is stronger than it ever was because he saved my son from the hell he had lived on earth. Someone at an event I went to last night asked me if I believed in heaven because I told her I was a medium and I don't think she believed in mediums. But it was okay. She's like, so do you believe in heaven? And I said, yeah, I do. What I didn't say to her was, yeah, and I believe that hell is what we do here on earth to ourselves. We do it to ourselves. But we can also do heaven to ourselves. And this is what my mission is for all of you. Um, so I hear, and that's what I'm not. LaDonna says, I hear, and that's what I'm not sure about. Am I hearing my higher self? If it feels peaceful, absolutely. Yes, it is. The hard issue with this is the voice is very ambiguous. Andrea, let me make it very simple. If it holds peace and if it expands your heart, it's the voice in your heart. It's the voice of the God within. If it constricts you, if it comes in with any guilt or pain or self-doubt or resentment, it's the voice in your head. Bernie says, stay in your lane, go with the flow. I love that. Yep, Cynthia says, you've done more than enough. Oh, beautiful. I hope you guys are listening to everybody else's messages here. Yeah. Yeah, LaDonna says her son said he was free. So she says he didn't die, he was free. So you know what death is? Death is simply the release from this physical body and the emergence back into your soul energy. The cool thing is you don't have to die in order to feel that. You just need to learn how to tune in. I'm going to be giving you guys some really cool bonuses, like on Sunday, if you tune into the webinar. One of them is a really cool meditation that Spirit gave me. Yeah. Chrissy says, I don't need to be perfect. The love and kindness in my heart now is what matters. You guys are so silly and goofy. Do you see the brilliant wisdom that's right here? Oh, thank you, Susan. Yes, your mom knows that she's right there with you, honey. Nice, 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 nice. Yes, LaDonna says, I definitely feel that Wade's addiction and his transition was a spiritual path for him and me. Do you know that going through the death experience is such a powerful transition for them because they birth back into pure positive energy? And going through the loss of a loved one is the catalyst for a huge awakening spiritually for anyone here. So I want to thank you all. I want to, let's see. I want to give you 3 things, okay? Keep it very, very simple. 3 things to help you to get unstuck if you're dealing with any of the big 6 roadblocks to your joy, the big 6 life stealers. Remember, I'll tell you what they are again. Guilt, grief, regret, self-doubt, resentment, and fear of the unknown. Was that 6? Guilt, grief, regret, self-doubt, resentment, fear of the unknown. Yeah, that was 6. 3 things. Tune into the God within. Keep your heart open. And be willing to heal. Okay? So don't worry if you don't know how to do it all. That's what I'm here. I'm going to be guiding you. And I'm going to go live again with a second part to this workshop. It'll be Tuesday night at 7:30, and then Thursday night at 7:30, and then Sunday we're going to do a live webinar at 8 o'clock. That'll be for about an hour. So I want you guys with me on this journey. We're gonna be launching something. I just can't wait. If you got anything out of this, just say yay in the comments, or just say you got something out of this tonight. I know you did, and I'm just so grateful that you're here. But I also want you to know that going through this kind of healing, this is not a once and done thing, you guys. This has to become a practice. This has to become a practice where you have the right tools, you know exactly what to do when you get stuck, and that's what I'm going to be giving you. So, yay. I want you on the journey with me. Janet says, you bring out the best in us. We are such high maintenance. Janet, you're so cute. You keep us grounded and in touch with ourselves because we keep forgetting this. Janet, you know what I call that? I call that spiritual amnesia. And do you know why I do this for you guys? Because I had to do it for myself. This was the path that I was on. And going through the loss of my daughter, that was like the huge breaking open for me 25 years ago. And since then, it has been an incredible journey. And it's been a tremendous amount of healing. And I'm going to be giving you guys all the tools that I learned because I want you to heal. And I want you to heal all the parts of your life. And I want you to feel peaceful. And I want you to, I want for you what you want for you. So This was only going to be a 15-minute live, but you know what? Time doesn't really exist in the spiritual dimension. So I love you all. Thank you all so much for being here. Tuesday night, 7:30. We're doing this again. I love you, love you, love you. Oh, you're so welcome, you guys. Yes, set an alarm on your phone. And you guys, tag someone in the comments here if you think they need to listen to this. All right? So you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Oh, Mary. Nothing is by accident, Mary. Clancy. Yeah. Okay, you're welcome. I love you guys. I'm blown away by your comments. I can't keep up with them. Let's see. Yes, there is joy out there. Go get it. Yay! Okay, so tag people, share this. I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.